Good evening. Welcome to the Yorktown Central School District Board of Education meeting for September 12th, 2016. Can I have a motion to go into executive session for the matters pertaining to the employment history of specific individuals and contractual negotiations?
So move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Can I have a motion to go back into public session?
So moved.
Behavior on camera.
I'll try.
Motion to go back into public session?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry we're late. Welcome to the Yorktown Central School District Board of Education meeting for September 12th, 2016. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our armed forces, those in our community who have lost loved ones, and especially remember Kevin Gallagher, a Crampon custodian, and the brother-in-law of Josephine Bianco at Mohansick. Brother. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Before we start, I just want to apologize. We're having some, internet difficulties, or we're not sure what, so things are not switching so fast if you're watching on the screen. We're going to start with public comment. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak on agenda-related items? Okay. We're going to go to your opening report, Ralph.
Okay, great, thanks. I think I'll go to the podium.
Go ahead.
Terrific. So good evening, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for being here and for allowing me to present our opening report. So welcome to the 2016-17 school year. We're happy to report that this is our third week back, and although we haven't had any full week yet, 2 days for the children, 1 week, 4 days the next, this is our first full week, and we are really happy to see them back. And for my perch, everything is going very well. The students seem to be happy to be back. Our faculty and our administrators are always happy to be back. See that? And I'm really very pleased at how things have opened up. So if you go to the next slide, this will give you an overview of the week. I know the board is familiar with that, and certainly our faculty and staff is. On 8/29, we had new teacher and new administrator orientation. We always feel it's very important to bring the new people in before everybody else comes back. There's 587 of us when we're all here. So even when there's as many as 24, 25 new people coming, it's overwhelming to be here on that first day when everybody's back. So it gives them an opportunity to meet the people that they've been hired with, the people that they'll go through the tenure process with, and the people who they will spend hopefully the next 30 years of their careers with at Yorktown School District. At the teacher orientation, we usually talk about our mission, our core values. We're very proud of that. We give an overview of the superintendent's action plan, and then there are various presentations: human resources, the business department, the tech department. There's a presentation from PPS, and then we talk a little bit about what makes schools successful, and we really do believe that we have successful schools because we have a wonderful faculty and staff. On the 30th, we had our convocation. All 587 of us were here. It was a wonderful opening. Diego Araujo, who I don't know if everybody knows who he is, he's the head custodian at the high school. He welcomed everybody back, did a beautiful job. And then Marie Horowitz, our middle school principal, was the mistress of ceremonies. Her opening was beautiful. And we honored our support staff. And these are 20 very hardworking people who look at the social and emotional and character development of our students. It's our psychologists, our social workers, our nurses, and we were pleased to honor them. They are all incredible people, and I think long overdue to be recognized. On the 31st, we had a staff development day. There was a presentation from Dr. Santiago and Dr. Ferrara. They met with the secondary teachers and staff first, and then the elementary teachers and staff. And their theme really was changing suburbs. And as the suburbs change, and as our populations change, and as more diverse people come to our schools, how do we make everybody feel welcome and accepted, and part of the fabric of what makes Yorktown beautiful. And although we're far from that in some respects, we do see that that will be some of our future, and we want to make sure that we're prepared for it as we're prepared for everything else that comes our way. On the first step, K-9 students returned. You know that the high school's protocol is always to bring the freshmen back alone, because for the same reason I described with the new teachers. You don't want 25 people arriving with 560 people who have been here for many years and expect them to feel at home. Similarly, with 1,200 students in the high school, you like to give the freshmen the opportunity to meet their teachers, see their classrooms, experience what it's like to go around the building with only freshmen there, and their buddies, their big buddies in the 11th and 12th grade are present to help them, tour the building and get familiar before everybody comes back. 9-2, everybody was back, and that was really great to see all of the students appear. And then on a 9-8, we had our administrative retreat. As the board knows, we do 2 retreats. We do one at the end of the school year, usually late June, and then we do one very late August, right before we start. But because of the way the week turned out, we just weren't able to accommodate it. So we actually did it after the fact on September 8th, but it went well and we were pleased. So that took care of opening week. If we go to the Board of Education walkthrough, as you know, a requirement of state law is that the board walks through all the schools to make sure that they're safe and ready for the faculty and for the children. So on 8/22, the board walked through the middle school and high school, and then on 8/23 throughout 3 elementary schools. And again, if you've never been on a board walkthrough, it's quite the experience, because you're walking through with people who see the world through a different lens than you may have seen it, and everything has to be just perfect. So what I do on the morning of 8/22 and 8/23 is I run through the buildings first to make sure that I don't miss anything. And there's always something I've missed, because there's nobody who has eyes like Jackie. They just seem to be 10. Is it possible to have 10/10 vision? I thought 20/20 was the best.
It comes to stains on the ceiling, yes.
Apparently she's had some kind of eye surgery. So she picks up on some of the things that everybody's missed. But you can see some of the photographs that have been taken. We have the canopy at the middle school, the canopy at the high school, and I believe that's the library at Mohansick School. So, no, yes.
Bless you.
Are we in agreement with that? Yes, Mrs. Bellier. I don't know how that got worked in, but you never really know how things happen at Mohansick. But magically, we have a new library at Mohansick, and it's really quite beautiful. All kidding aside, everything turned out exactly as I would have hoped for, sort of. And we do have a punch list. They are working on several other things. Right now, the only thing that's not been done, and they're working on it as we speak, is the signage. There's going to be 4 different signage areas, and if you actually look at the athletic field, they finished it. The signage, I guess where the sign will go is actually completed. It looks beautiful, and they're working on the other ones now. That should be finished by not this week, but next week, and then we're really through with all of that projects. The happy news for me is this is the end of all the bond work. The bond that started way back in 2006. And 10 years later, I'm happy to see it over, and maybe next summer will be a happy summer. As far as the projects go, I think the faculty and staff have seen this, the parents have seen it, and the board has seen it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just going to ask you to just look for a minute, because if I start reading all of it, it's just going to prolong the meeting, and then everybody will say the meeting could have been 7 minutes shorter, but he had to read everything on the slide. So I'm not going to do it. But what I'll tell you is this is what went on in the exterior, and these were district-wide projects. And our own men and women worked very hard, and then also some of it was bonded work. But in this particular circumstance, I think everything here was really that was done by our people, not involved in the bond at all. Right, if you go to the next one, Yvette. So similarly, these are some of the things that occurred at the high school and at the middle school. We're really proud of our facilities. I think over these 10 years, there has been beautiful work in all of the buildings. It's creative, it's innovative, it's comfortable, and I think it's given a new level of respect for the kids. The way they treat the property, I think, is really inspiring to me, because they're proud of where they attend school. I just walked into the high school front entrance today, and you know, I'm of course, I'm very comfortable and I've seen the canopy often enough now. But it wasn't just that, it was walking into that front hallway and you just see the design of it and the welcome to Yorktown High School. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then Benedetta, Bettina Verrata, along with the students, created a very beautiful mural to the right of that. And it's just perfect, just perfect. So I'm very pleased. Same thing with the middle school. Do you want to go on and get to the next one? And similarly, all of the elementary schools have had some upgrades. I'm not quite sure what they're showing in that photograph. I do believe it's Elaine Goodwin's office. Can you go back a second? I don't know if there was another photo. There wasn't a photograph. Okay. Go back. I'm sorry. Yes, please. I should have commented about that. One more back. So what I left out over there, and I don't know why I didn't, because now it seems to have attracted everybody. We have new tennis courts, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So our students, as a matter of fact, our varsity tennis team had a match today. I'm not quite sure how that turned out because I was at volleyball, but they're certainly really beautiful fields to play on. And now if you go back, yes, and I do believe that's Elaine Goodwin's office at Pond School. Long overdue. Elaine works tirelessly. She's an absolutely wonderful nurse. And she worked in a facility that, in my opinion, was not really up to the standard of Yorktown. But boy, is she in a facility now that's worthy of us. And on the head of that being done, the psychologist and the social worker who were part of that kind of office had moved to another location in the school to upgraded offices alongside of the learning center. It looks really beautiful. Okay. Opening enrollment, just again to show you where we are. We did the enrollment in several different ways. It always comes out to the same number. There's 3,442 students who attend Yorktown schools. This one gives you the overview of how that looks on each grade level. So I do believe that the board has seen this. I'll certainly put this up on the website. I'll have that put up tomorrow. I'll probably send it to the faculty and staff because I know they're always interested in enrollment and how some of the enrollment demographics change over the years. So that's enrollment by grade level. If you go to the next slide, I thought we would just take the same numbers but plug them into our schools. So you can see by school, Brookside has 465 K-3 students, Mohansick 443, Pond 4th and 5th grade 514. There's 783 students at the middle school. That's not so much of a worry for us. You'll recall, the board will recall that years ago, probably 10, 11 years ago when I started, there were probably about 1,100 students in the middle school. But the middle school is now feeling the effects of what the elementaries had experienced. You can see that the elementaries have leveled off, and in some cases they're even starting to gain a little bit in enrollment. But the middle school is now feeling that impact of when the elementary started school's enrollment. And so 783 is lower than what we're used to there. High school is about 1237, and that's the next place. As the enrollment starts to go to the high school, that's where we see a little bit of a difference there. But again, it's the same 3,400 students at the end of the day. And I think this is the last way of creating an enrollment trends. Way back in 2005, that would have been the year before I started. I came in 2006. There were about 4,200 students in the school district. And then the enrollment started to decline. And around 2010, we made the decision to idle one of our school buildings. We still own the school. It's French Hill. It's now fully rented. And as a result of idling that building, we've saved the taxpayers about $1.4 million a year since 2010. So that probably was a very, very good and smart decision at the time. 2015, the enrollment was 3,443, and the current enrollment is 3,442. So again, we see that leveling off now, and it's just repetition there. I'm sorry if I didn't notice that I did that twice. I would have taken it off. But it's just to remind everybody that it was about 3,900. So probably when we idled the schools 6 years ago, we were down about 500 students, and I think similarly we might be down about 470 students. So that's been a consistently good call, in my humble opinion. A new hire report, I'm just going to say this. This is, again, just an overview of the board and to the faculty that's here and the administrators that are here. These are the people that we hired this year, and I do believe just about everybody is here tonight. There's 2 people missing. One is taking classes and one is a leave replacement, so I asked them not to come because I don't value leave replacements, but simply because I felt that for the distance, he lives far away, I didn't want him to make the trip. And one of our, unfortunately, one of our new hires, her husband was rushed to the hospital, and she really needs to be with her husband and not with us. But she's a phenomenal lady. She was here once before as a leave replacement, and we like her. So I wouldn't say much about this because the principals are going to introduce you to their new staff. So this is just another breakdown of employees. So all totaled, there are 587 of us. As you would imagine, the largest number of schools are all about teachers. So the largest number of employees are teachers. There are 300 teachers in the school district. And then if you go down to about maybe a little bit more than a third of the list, you'll see that the next largest group are the certified teacher assistants, and there's about 107 of them. And then you'll note other groups are smaller, but everybody is significant in my opinion. Without them, the school district wouldn't function as well as it did. Next largest group, if you put them together, custodians, cleaners, grounds people, you probably have about 47 people there, 45, and so on up the list, 21 administrators, all totaled with 587 employees at Yorktown Schools. The goals for the new year, again, this is something that I won't spend a lot of time on. This is now on the website. The goals for the year become the superintendent's action plan. It's now on the district website. It's on all the school websites. The teachers have received it. Administrators received it. Board has received it. Parents have received it. So everyone has had it physically in their hand. Whether or not everybody's read it, that I can't swear to. But on a sleepless night, this might help you. So curriculum and instruction goals are listed. Human resources is a brand new board goal. The board always had 5 goals: curriculum and instruction, finance, technology, facilities, and communications. This year they added a human resource goal, and Dr. McGinnis gave input as to some of the things that she would explore over the year. So again, that information is available to anyone, and if there are any questions, please feel free to email. I know the board has had ample time to ask questions, and I think you're just waiting for us to get started, and we've started, so we're pleased with that. Mission statement of the school, again, I think everybody knows that what we believe is our most important mission is to educate the whole child, and that means not only are we interested in them educationally, but also emotionally and socially, and in their character development, athletically, and in health. Artistically, and appreciation of the arts. But our goal always is to make sure that by the time our students graduate, they have the knowledge, the skills, and the values to be competent and compassionate citizens. And I don't say that just as verbiage. We really do believe that our job is to make sure that students leave here feeling that they have the capacity to make their world a little bit better by who they are and by what they do. And we really believe that they carry that message with them. Some more outwardly than others at this point in their life. They're only 17 and 18 when they're leaving us. But we hope that that will be their instruction for the rest of their life, that they may not remember the particular wonderful literature that they read or the wonderful science experiment that they did, but they will always remember that we valued them, we appreciated them, we respected them, and we wanted them to be responsible as they went forward from our school district. We expect that they value diversity and that they have a global consciousness. They're world citizens, not just citizens of the United States, and that they have the ability to make good decisions that will lead them with a healthy lifestyle for while they're here with us and for the rest of their lives. And that at the same time that we give them the ability to think about creativity, entrepreneurship, and develop an appreciation for the arts. So that's our mission statement. Our values and core beliefs are also listed everywhere. So again, I won't repeat them because in some respects, the mission come to life. This is what our beliefs are, this is what our vision is, and that each child will do the best that he or she can to develop all the skills that they are taught and that they can bring those skills forward to not only be successful for themselves, but also to be successful citizens in their communities and in their world. Opening activities, we've had a lot in September, and there's a lot to come, obviously. PTA meetings, I know that the PTA has met in the buildings. We had our first district PTA meeting, PTSA meeting at Club Fit. Don't ask me why. It sounds so impressive. I think everybody gets the idea we go to Club Fit and we're all on machines. That's not what happens. We sit around, I talk, they listen, I talk, they listen, I talk, and then they say, okay, you've been here long enough, go. Back to school nights, we will have had 8 by the time September is over. We've already had 1 at Mohansick. We've had 1 at Brookside. And so we have 6 left. But we have another one at Mohansick and Brookside coming up this week. We have the high school coming up this week. And then we have 2 at Crown Pond and 1 at the middle school. And hopefully that adds up to 8. But I'm sure it's 8 because I counted very carefully. Fall athletic season has begun. Today, as I said, we had varsity tennis match, we had a varsity volleyball match, and we had a soccer game on our turf field. I don't know any of the scores.
Boys soccer.
Yes. Not a good day for tennis. The boys soccer team won. I don't know what happened in the other games. Well, we were playing tennis, right? They're like top of the line, right?
Yeah, they competed very well. In all the games today, we competed well.
And I just want to share with you, they were winning until I
Well,
I know you don't know how to respond to that. That happens to be truthful. While I was there, they were winning. Then I had to come here.
Sorry.
I don't want you to feel bad, but you know what? So Big Buddy Day, you know what that is. That happened at the high school already. That's when the older kids take the freshmen around. Homecoming this weekend is a big, huge thing because we're playing Somers, which is a local team. That means there'll be a lot of people coming. A lot of activity, and we'll all be there watching. SAT and ACT. There's a Husker meeting. I don't know if that's happened already. It's coming up tomorrow night. First nighters will be meeting. I don't think they've met yet, but they will be meeting. Joe. Oh, it's tonight. There you go. Foundation for Excellence will be meeting. There's welcome back celebrations. That's what happened in Crown Pond, so I don't want to get confused. They haven't had their back to school night yet, but they did have their welcome back celebration. The PTA sponsors that. And of course, this is our Board of Education meeting. Very exciting for the new school year, and we're all very excited. Where are we going? What's that? And there it is. I know where this is. I was going to say, I'm not quite sure where the children are. I know exactly where they are. This is the group of children that Michelle Celestri brought to the convocation, and they sang a wonderful song to us, Count on Me, by Bruno Mars. And they did such a great job that if Bruno Mars was here, he'd give them whatever wonderful award he received for singing that song. So thank you for allowing me to share my opening report.
Thank you.
It's been a great opening, and we expect the next 177 days to be just perfect.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you going to have the principals introduce?
Oh, yeah. I know you thought they all came to hear my opening report. There's not a one of them that's here for that reason, and none of them heard one word that I said. But this is really a nice night, not because of my opening report, but because you get to see the people who have made it through a process that I consider to be a rigorous process to get their positions that they've now attained here at Yorktown. There's 1 or 2 people here that have really been with us before. So when I think immediately who comes to my mind is Claire Vecchiola. She's done several leave replacements for us, and we're happy at this point in time. She actually has a full-fledged teaching position as a reading specialist. Another one who comes to my mind, and I should really look at this carefully, is Antal Esposito. Angela was kind enough to help us mid-year last year when you all remember that Joni Colsey retired mid-year, and I thank you for helping me out there. I was having a senior moment. So Joni retired like late December, and Angela came on board at that point in time, and we're very thrilled. At that moment in time, she was told, in fact, that chances were that she might not have a position, but she took the job anyway, and we're so pleased that she does. I'm not sure if Coach Oki is here yet. He made it. There he is. He's still in his. He was playing the JV game. So I didn't get to that game, and so I don't know what the result is. But Coach Oki is here, and you'll get to meet him. He also did a leave replacement for us last year. I'm not quite sure how he went from being Octavio to Oki, but I'm still trying to work that out. It doesn't actually go with my. See, now you might want to print something. So anyway, the principals and Mr. Rosen are going to welcome the people. So I think we're going to start with Mr. Rosen. And then Mr. Rosen will go to Mr. DiGennaro, and Mr. DiGennaro will go to Mrs. Horowitz, and
Rebecca.
Good evening, everybody. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome Caroline Almeida, who will be joining us on September 22nd as the Assistant Director of Pupil Personnel Services. At this time, I'd like to welcome my colleague, Mr. DiGennaro, to the board.
And before Mr. DiGennaro starts talking, I just have to share something about Karen. I don't know if this made a big impression on anybody but me, but it's made such a big impression on me. I tell everybody that I meet. So something about Caroline, she's a twin, right? Is that true? And 1 year before she and her sister, her twin sister, were born, her mother had twins. And they're girls also. And then 4 years after they were born, she had another set of twin girls. So her mother has 3 sets of twin girls. I just love that story. Yeah. Those applause are not, as Jackie reminds me, that's not for you, it's for your mother. Most people would have thrown in the towel after the first set. Okay, Mr. DiGennaro.
Thanks, Dr. Napolitano. I have the honor and privilege of introducing 2 new teachers to the Yorktown High School family. Elliot Lipner, who's a science teacher in the area of physics. And Stacy Farber, who's a special education teacher. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Horowitz, our wonderful middle school principal.
Good evening. I have the easiest job. I'd like to introduce Mr. Patrick Harris. He's our new music teacher. We welcome him to the MESMS family, the home of the Strang Eagles. At this time, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Mrs. Lori Roberts.
And Patrick, we didn't tell you this, but before we take a break, anybody that's musical, when you're new faculty, like we can't ask Elliot to do a physics experiment, he just doesn't have the equipment, but anybody musical has to perform. So I hope you have something in your repertoire that you can quickly come up with, because we're depending on you to get us through break. And I brought my tambourine.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see all of you. I am honored to be introducing the newest members to the Crampon family. But we want to thank all of you for your continued support. And on behalf of Mrs. Ameling and Mrs. Barry, we thank you so much for providing us with assistant principals. They have made such a difference in their presence in the school, not only for students, but staff and parents. So thank you for that. So I proudly introduce our newest assistant principal, Mr. Louis Chaffee. one of our new 4th grade teachers, Miss Tara Gallery. Vincenzo's mother, who's also our special education teacher, Mrs. Teresa DeAngelis. Our reading specialist, Miss Claire Vecchiola. One of our new CTAs, Mrs. Marie Fritz. Another new CTA, Miss Linnell Griffin. And a wonderful asset to our main office, our newest office assistant, Mrs. Joanne Venditti. We're very fortunate to have them as part of our team. They're kind, respectful, and most importantly, they honor our children. So I proudly introduce my friend and colleague, Mrs. Berry.
So, Mrs. Berry, before you begin, there's a teacher that I left out. So we were very fortunate indeed. You know, I mentioned Antal Esposito and Claire Vecchiola, and I left out Teresa DeAngelis at the moment because I wasn't thinking about her. I was thinking about Vincenzo and throwing him up to Oki. But what I wanted to say about Teresa is we were fortunate last year when one of our teachers, Maria Vaglica, had a blessing and the birth of a son, a much-wanted son. And Maria Vaglica teaches one of our 812 classes. So the children, of course, in those circumstances, oftentimes they become very attached to who their teacher is, and they have a very great need for consistency. So we were very worried on 2 counts. One, Maria, just by the essence of who she is leaving, was very hard for us to really wrap our head around, even though we knew it was for the greatest reason. And then who would we replace that would be able to manage all of that class and what those children's needs are. And a blessing comes our way, not only for Maria Vaglica, but we get to meet Teresa DeAngelis. And the biggest pleasure of all is that we get to continue her in a new ABA class at Crampon School. So forgive me for leaving that out. And Joanne Venditti has been she's a long presence at Yorktown, but in a new capacity and as a clerical at the Crampon School, working alongside of Eileen McCannon, who is probably one of my favorite people in the district, one of the most positive people that I know, and somebody who's an incredible role model for people who think they have trouble and they don't, and people who do and you'd never know. She's one of the most remarkable people I know. And Joanne, I'm so happy that you're over there. That's a great place and you'll be a great asset. So forgive me, Susie, I forgot Teresa because of Vincenzo and Oki.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce my new staff to you. Our Assistant Principal, Aaron O'Neill. English as New Language Teacher, Angela Esposito. Physical Education Teacher, Mr. Octavio Bernabo. CTA, Michelle Mitchell. CTA, Taylor Victoria Booz. And CTA, Lynette Sanfordino, who is not with us this evening. She is now full-time. Last year she was part-time. Thank you all. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Mrs. Emmerling.
And Deirdre, I just wanted to give a shout out also to Michelle Mitchell. Michelle had worked for us previously, but then had taken a little bit of time off from Yorktown, and we're so happy to have her back as a CTA at Crampon School. And I think, Mrs. Esposito, I think the board missed you. I guess you should just stand again, only because I think you were being blocked. Okay? All right. And Deirdre, I think there was one more thing that I wanted to bring up about what Susie said. Oh, Mrs. Sanfordino. So Mrs. Sanfordino has worked for us before. And more importantly than that, you'll be happy to hear this, Caroline. Mrs. Sanfordino is the proud mother of 6 children, so she needs to be home. Even if she didn't work with us before, she needs to be home.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight. Certainly, we are so grateful for the additional support of the assistant principals in the elementary schools. And before I begin with new hires to Brookside, I do just want to introduce and recognize, while not a new hire to Yorktown by any means, he certainly is new to Brookside. And I do want to welcome and recognize Mr. Joe Casarini, our new assistant principal. And to continue, we have Ashley Spina, who is joining us as a third grade classroom teacher. Ashley. Pamela DeLuca, our new ENL teacher. Eleonora Smith is our reading leave replacement, who unfortunately had a personal emergency this evening. Lindsay Bordenaro, our new AIS teacher. Megan Doyle, one of our new CTAs. And Kate Nickisher, another new CTA. Welcome to everybody. We're so happy to have them.
Thank you very much. And Mrs. Nickisher is no stranger to Yorktown School District. She's the proud mom of 5 children, and we're so happy to have you here in your new capacity, Kate. So thank you, and thank all of you very much. So, Mrs. Carbone, do you want to say welcome to them, or do you want them to have a cup of coffee?
No, we welcome everybody, and we hope you all learn very quickly how special this place is, because we really think it's special. So welcome aboard, and Ralph has said it all. There's nothing for me to say anyway.
And that's usually the way it goes. I'm so reserved in my commentary, but I will tell you that Stacy Farber keeps saying every time I meet her, I think I died and went to heaven. Promise me that I'm in heaven. And I'm like, it's heaven. This is heaven. Is that true, Mrs. Farber? Do you not say that to me? There you go. All right. So we love that. Okie, when you see me next, that's the line I need you to say. I think I died and went to heaven. So I think at this point we'll take a break. But what I was reminded of by Barbara Nachman. So Barbara is our communications person. She just would like to get you all together before you leave. So you can have your coffee and cookie first. Or maybe not. Depends on how you want to look in the picture. Or you can take your photograph first. Okay, we're going to take the photograph first, then we're going to break, then you can all go home, and we'll stay. And then you can watch us on television. Or not.
So we're taking 5, right? Very nice, Ralph. Thank you very much. All right, we're opening up to personnel agenda. So, upon recommendation of the superintendent, can I have a motion to approve the following? Classified personnel appointments, Lauren Ashley Spina, Marie Fritz, Linnell Griffin. Classified personnel, permanent appointment for Janet Fusco, and resignations of Lynn Sarrow and Craig Skelly.
So move.
Second.
Discussion, did you want to say
I
something?
just wanted to say, in the case of Lynn Sarrow, she's really going to be retiring at the end of the school year. She just let us know in advance. So this is too soon to comment about that, but I would just say Lynn has been with us for many, many years, 30 in fact. She's a phenomenal TA over at Crown Pond, and she will certainly be missed, but I know we'll have the whole year to celebrate with her. So although it's here because she told us already, that won't happen until June.
All those in favor? Wait a minute, is there more? Wait.
One correction.
Is there a correction? Wait.
9.
But you said
Was there a correction, Lisa?
One of the resignations is, it's on the board docs differently.
Okay, it's right on the sheet.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Business office. A motion to extend the agreement with Tobin and Company for internal auditing services for the years ending June 30th, 2017 and June 30th, 2018, for compensation in the amount of $15,000 per year.
So move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Steve Robbins, a motion to approve the agreement with Steve Robbins for internal claims auditing services for the 2016-17 school year.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Finance manager, a motion to approve the finance manager renewal pricing as per the budget for the 2016-17 school year in the amount of $29,680.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolved that the board hereby awards the RFP to, is it Ralph or Ralph? Ralph Benefit Advisors as the district's benefit consultant for the benefit consulting and plan design in an amount not to exceed $10,000. The Board of Education hereby authorizes and empowers the president of the board to execute said agreement with Ralph Benefit Advisors for the same, contingent upon review of the agreement by district's attorneys.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. This is for some of the welfare benefits. We have things like that.
Yes, this person will, this group will help us to come up with new ideas on how to package benefits to non-represented employees, and in some cases, in the administrator's unit, come up with some options for their coverage as well.
Well needed. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Frontline. Resolved upon recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approves a contract with Frontline Technologies to provide applicant tracking software for the period of October 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2018 at an annual cost of $12,000 and a one-time setup fee of $1,000. A copy of this contract shall be incorporated by reference within the minutes of this meeting.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have budget transfers. Motion to approve the following budget transfers.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Curriculum and instruction. A resolution to adopt the district's APPR plan document for classroom teachers and building principals covered under Education Law, Section 3012D. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby adopts its annual professional performance review plan for classroom teachers and building principals covered under Education Law, Section 3020D for the 16-17 school year, and thereafter as approved by the State Education Department, which shall remain in full force and effect until such time as the negotiable provisions of subsequent APPR plan are agreed upon and approved by the Commissioner of Education.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Gifts, grants, and donations. A motion to accept with gratitude the following gifts, grants, and donations for the Yorktown High School: $654 in matching grants from New York Life, Your Cause, LLC.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Board comments. Anthony?
I'll say something.
Good.
It was wonderful tonight. First of all, I can't see with those glasses. That's better. Now I can see you. I was pleased to hear Mrs. Amerling, I think, said about the assistant principals are working out and they're doing well, which was really nice to hear. I'm glad they're doing well. We picked a good bunch. And just a question about this book. Do we do this every year? This is great.
No,
This is fantastic.
This goes
Wealth
back
of
to
information.
that whole idea of, we decided not to do a print calendar this year. So with the conversion completely to the electronic calendar, there is information that we used to send on that paper calendar that is required by law to make available to the parents. So Trish Harris actually worked on that wonderful project for us. What she did is she extrapolated from the calendar what needed to be sent home, and she created that booklet.
Oh, did everyone get this?
All parents received that.
This is,
Yeah.
I liked it better than the calendar. This, I don't know if anyone will look through it. This is fantastic.
Yeah. So
Great
then
job.
what we'll do next year is we'll make a little bit of, we still have to do a little tweaking on it because there are things that, you know, given the circumstance that we decided that we would go totally electronic and we would take everything that we were sending home formally in a booklet. Now, with time this year, what we'll do is we'll go through it yet again and make sure that there's not information that they don't really need to have. And then we'll try to refine it a little bit more. But yes, everybody received that.
Yeah, electronic is cool, but this is really personalized. When you send that home to a parent, I feel like I want this, you know, so that's really nice. It's very cool. Thank you.
I just realized I was speaking without the microphone, so all night.
Well, I heard you.
Thank you.
We had a nice conversation. Thank you.
It was very personal, having that little bit of communication
Thank
with
you.
you.
That's all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Christine?
I just want to thank Superintendent Napolitano for another smooth and successful opening of schools for all of our children in Yorktown. I still have a child that is in high school, and according to her and her friends and the families and the communities that I speak to, it was a stellar opening of schools. Your motivation, your continued inspiration as the district's leader does not go unnoticed. It's recognized by all, and thank you all, Ms. O'Shea, and of course, Mr. Cole, for all you do.
Thank you very much,
Fantastic.
Christine. Thank you.
Freshman?
So good.
As you saw, the summer was a busy time here, and it's been a great opening to the school year. I do want to thank Ralph for his wonderful presentation, and thank you for the very detailed report. Also, welcome to our new administrators, our teachers, and our staff. It is truly a phenomenal district here. That's all.
Thank you.
Cheryl?
Thank you.
I just wanted to say welcome to our new staff members. Tonight was a great night to celebrate all that they bring to us, and I know it's a rigorous process that they go through, so I also want to thank, the administration who's involved with the decision-making, as well as our Human Resource Department, because they do a phenomenal job of really screening lots and lots of resumes and applications, and, I realize it takes a lot of time when we see a cafeteria full of a new staff. We know that they really took the time to bring us the best, and we really do appreciate that and thank them.
Thank you.
Again, wonderful. Summer was very busy, and I think it needs to be said many more times how wonderful Dennis Boys is, and the entire maintenance staff of what they do on their own for our buildings. They do a phenomenal job. We walked through our buildings. They were beautiful. And then I have to, and you're going to get mad at me, but I have to thank Anthony, because normally he lets me do steering, but this year I needed some backup, and he was there when I called, and so was Tom, and so was Lisa and Ralph. So thank you, because I really, really appreciated it, Anthony. You do a lot, so thank you. That's all right. So, but our buildings look wonderful, and there's a lot that goes on that just doesn't go on through the construction. It goes on through just people doing their best to beautify what they work in, and I think that should be acknowledged a lot. They really try to beautify their own areas. It's wonderful.
Can I just say, I'm sorry not to cut you off, because you said that before. I was going to say, and not that we're throwing like hearts at each other over here, but you do a phenomenal job, and I just want to thank you for the whole 10 years of staying with the steering committee, because I bailed out a little bit. I started the facilities committee, then you lost me, but then you got me back and lost me, but whatever. But you do a phenomenal job, and I don't know if the community knows how much work you do for this community, and it's just unbelievable and uncanny how you do it. So it's grateful, and thank you, and the district looks great, and really it fell on your shoulders, so you did a fantastic job. Thank you.
Here. I agree with that.
Ralph, Lisa, Tom, anything you want to add tonight?
Lisa?
In terms of the new staff that we met tonight, in reflecting on the orientation that we had on the 29th of August, Dr. Napolitano and I had an opportunity to spend the full day with this staff, not only teaching them about the district, but to have that opportunity to learn about these people to learn about them personally and professionally. It was a great opportunity for us to really build relationships with the new staff coming on board, so I enjoyed it immensely.
Terrific. Well, Tom, we good? Oh.
Well, I just want to say that I know the summertime is often time for relaxation for most, but a lot of our staff is here all summer. They've done a great deal of work, not the least of which is recruiting. Dr. McGinnis did a wonderful job with that. And all the bond work and all of the curriculum work and all the work on emergency plans was all done over the summertime in some very long days and some often put off vacation time. So thank you to all those who put in such a great effort, and the schools are a visual reminder of the effort that's put into that.
Terrific.
And I would just echo everybody else's comments. Very proud of the new administrators, teachers, CTAs that have been hired. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job for us. They're very enthusiastic and very happy to be here. They've been welcomed and accepted in their buildings. I was so pleased to see tonight, for example, and probably they should have gotten a little bit of a shout out for it. Bruce Thompson was here along with Val Stern to support the new people that have been hired in their building, and I thought that was great. So at any rate, I believe we're off to a good start. It's going to be a wonderful school year. We're always excited when we see our students. We're looking forward to bringing you their good news starting very soon. That's always really wonderful to see the kids here and telling us about what they're learning and showing us their projects. I think that's very cool. I appreciate that the board takes the time to do that. And I think we're all excited and raring to go. I think we've had a good 2 weeks, and although albeit short ones, but the truth is we're going to start the regular ones very soon this week, and I'm very, very happy to be back. very happy.
And the calendar, although online, is jam-packed. There's something going on in this district every single day.
Yeah, this
There
week,
is.
this week is going to be a rough week for us. We have a lot going on because we have I think tomorrow night is the only night that we're a little bit free. On Wednesday night, we have the Brookside and Mohansick 2nd and 3rd grade Welcome Back Parents. And then on Thursday night, we have back to school night for the high school. And then Friday, we have homecoming and the football game. And then Saturday, we have the other competitions. I don't want to leave those out. As a matter of fact, I think I did tweet that all of apart from the fact that we have the football game, all of the other competitions are listed on the athletic schedule. So if the parents are interested, they could certainly go to that, because there's really a very active day on Saturday, too. But it kind of like loses its luster after Friday night, and we hate to see those kids not get the kind of turnout. I'm sorry, Yvette, I missed something. Oh, the app. Yeah, and we're hoping at this point that everybody's added the app to their telephone, because that would be a real easy way to keep track of everything. Terrific.
Is the app
Yorktown
like
School
a link on the website? Yes. Okay, I haven't gotten the app yet. I got the
Oh,
new
you
website.
haven't gotten the app yet? Okay,
No,
so
I'm
you have to get
sorry.
the app. No, that's
It's right on
it's on the website.
webpage.
It's on the webpage. Front page.
All right, I'll download the app now. Okay. We're up to public comment. Anybody wishing to speak? No? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you very much, guys.
Myself.